Happy Sunday.
Happy spring breaky.
Spring ahead. Let's lose an hour of sleep already.
Dude, how tired do you feel
Thanks.
right now?
I'm gonna be if we go scale of 1 to 10, it's like a 14 right now. It's like a 14.
Listen, as we get older, I don't know if this time change thing, I mean, I feel like it's been the same our whole lives, but I feel like it's kicking my butt a whole lot more, getting an hour or losing an hour. So I feel like
I
it's
mean,
still
it
midnight right
doesn't
now.
should even exist. And they
It
even
actually
voted it
does
down.
not. It does not exist. They
Yeah,
just
they
haven't
voted it
put it.
down.
Yes, but when are they going to ever put it in place? Is
I
the
don't
answer.
know.
I think
Why?
Arizona. I think Arizona um, has no daylight savings time. I mean, I
Yeah,
don't
because
think.
all those desert animals, they're like, we're not doing this anymore.
Yeah, and all the old people are like, no, we're not waking up. We are going to wake up when we want to wake up. When the my biological clock alarm goes off. Which, speaking of which,
Ooh,
that's another thing with aging and
and just get up.
mechanical clocks ticking. I just get up.
Mm,
So
yep.
typically, I only use my alarm, but because of the moving forward an hour, my alarm actually woke me up, and I was like, "What in the hell is that noise?" It's like, "Oh, it's my alarm."
I was like, I turned over and I was like, turn off your phone. Why is your alarm going off? And Marie's like, that's you, dude.
Why why are you
Yeah,
waking
my
up
bad.
at 5 in the morning, Greg? You're like, oh, just kidding. It's now 6 a.m. What a stupid idea. Who even invented? You know what? I'm gonna look that up. What? Hey Siri.
It was created
Oh,
way back when
okay.
to help with daylight because obviously there's no
Hmm.
electricity.
Clearly daylight savings.
Yeah, so it dealt with
Okay.
electricity and stuff. The issue is now we have electricity and we don't need daylight as much as we used to. So
Ooh, that's a
yeah.
fun teacher fact. When did daylight savings time begin then, Smarty Pants?
Ooh, I don't know. I'm gonna guess though. You ready?
I win.
I'm gonna guess 1927.
Okay, I'm gonna look it up right now.
But I don't know. That seems ridiculous. It's probably
Listen,
way
either we're going to look it up or somebody that we know
better.
is going to look it up. So, when did they, well, I can't spell this morning.
Daylight
Daylight
saving.
savings start in the US. Let's do that.
I
Oh
think we're
my
the only
God.
country that does it.
Wait. It says, why did daylight savings time start in the 70s? Get out of
70s?
town.
Then my answer can't be right. Everything I ever thought I knew was wrong.
Oh, just joking. Here we go.
Okay.
Daylight savings time was first introduced in the United States 1918 under the
Oh,
Standard Time Act as a measure to save on fuel costs during the First World War by
hmm,
adding an extra hour of sunlight to the day.
nice. We don't need that anymore.
We don't need it. Listen, we
It's
we're
useless.
yeah, it's useless. We need to cut it out. Speaking of which, um yeah, I'm tired, but the show must go on.
We
And
must go
yeah,
forward.
yeah, yeah. And you know what? I am surprised you woke up, seeing as this is your spring break.
Dude, listen,
So what?
I'm here with you, buddy.
I love it.
If I can be
Listen,
here, I will be here.
we don't need any guests for us to actually put a podcast together. Like
No, we
we
could
could
talk
talk
about
about
so many
nothing.
dumb things.
We could talk
It's
about nothing by ourselves.
basically the Seinfeld of podcasts.
Well, tell me what. Yeah, this is like our regular phone calls, except for on video now. So, what are you doing? Wait. Let's take a step back. Do you know
hmm
that spring break actually began here in Florida?
Was it due to the beaches to bring in tourists?
No.
Oh,
You know what? This morning, as I was preparing for this, and my biological clock was my mechanical clock was rolling. I was on my thinking chair, aka the toilet, and I was like, you know what? They're in spring break right now. I wonder why they started spring break, because the first thing I thought was, damn it, it's early. And I hate daylight savings time, but I did not research that till just right now. Um, but I wondered about spring break. So spring break did start here in Florida.
To tell.
What year? Yes.
I will say, let's say, probably, I want to say it's probably more recent. I want to say it's like the 70s or 80s.
Ooh, not quite that recent. 1938.
Ooh,
Do you know the origin of which it began?
I have no idea.
Okay, ready?
Mm-hmm.
Colgate University,
Love it.
men swim coach, men's swim coach from Colgate University. They wanted to swim in a brand new Olympic sized pool in Fort Lauderdale. So he took the men's and women's swim team down there. And then other universities met them down there. So they did like this mini swim meet that turned into
See, the Ivy
this
League is always doing something crazy.
this whole debacle of spring break now.
Changing the world. The Ivy Leagues.
Those stinking Ivy Leaguers. Speaking of spring break, what are you guys doing for spring break?
It's spring break is this has been a tumultuous, tumultuous,
Mm,
tumultuous. Uh
tumultuous.
nah, past couple months. So it's a big catch up on rest a little bit,
Yeah.
catch up on family, catch up on cleaning.
Yep.
We're gonna try and get away for a day if we can, but um this week was crazy. So we had check this out. I had two games this week.
Okay. And how did they go?
We won both.
And who did
Girls
you
were playing
play?
great. Played Eastlake. Got a little revenge for our boys team on their field.
Okay.
And then we played Sumner, who was ranked number 10 in the state.
Ooh, and what are we ranked in the state?
We were 26 in the first poll, but
Okay.
first polls are first polls. I don't rankings don't matter a ton yet, but
Right.
it'll be this Tuesday we'll know a little more. But we're at Eastlake. I get a phone call
Mm.
that, hey, Gregory got hurt at 7-on-7. His ankle's in bad shape. I'm like, that's a bummer, dude. I was like, can he walk? Yeah, he's good. Okay, cool. He's walking a little bit. 2 minutes later, I get a call. Adelaide broke her finger at middle school tryouts.
Oh
I'm
no.
like, I'm like trying to get a hold of Marie, trying to get a hold of Sarah. She's gonna go help pop Addie's finger back in place because it's dislocated.
Nice.
So get home. Marie's like, that was a rough day. I mean, two kids hurt in the same day. The next day, Everett gets hurt at tryouts and pops his
Oh
ankle. I'm
no.
like, so then Beatrice that night, she's like, Daddy, my legs are hurting. I'm from what? Watching your iPad?
Yeah.
She's like, you never believe me. You believe all of it. That's so mad.
Why do you hate me so much? Because I'm the youngest.
So yeah,
Whoa. So
so
what was her leg pain all about?
what was what? Oh,
What
she
was
was fine.
her?
She just wanted to be like everybody else.
Well, no,
Everyone
here,
got hurt.
listen. This is why I ask, because Samson got
Mm-hmm.
sick, got the flu, but he was out of school for a couple days. And um like right after the flu, my guy wasn't even walking. He's like, "Oh, my legs are in so much pain." I'm like, "Get out of here. You just had the flu. Like it's just body aches." But he's like, "No, no, no. I literally can't walk." So he was crawling around, and meanwhile, I'm like, "Come on, harden up, kid." There's definitely not. He's like, "No." And then he goes, "When I walk on my tippy toes, it actually feels better." I was like, "Oh no, I know exactly what this is. This is called acute viral myositis. It happens in children after they get the flu. So, like, if you're not sure if your kid has the flu or not, like, one is, of course, fevers, and the other is like body aches. But while your body is going through the flu, you could have body aches during, but children sometimes have it after. And so they can
What?
have it up to 2 or 3 days. He had to stay home from school because he couldn't walk. And Michelle's like, "Are you sure we shouldn't take him to the ER?" I'm like, "No, look, here's the research on it, honey. I swear, it'll go away in a couple days." And she's like, he's not walking. And I'm like, I know, it's okay. It's normal. And literally, he went to take a nap. I think it was on a Tuesday. He got up on right after that nap. It was like back to normal, running around and just doing his normal stuff, kicking his burger,
Dang,
and
she might have had it. I don't
so
know. That could be
yeah,
the worst. I'm like, stop. You're fine. It's
yeah.
okay.
Yeah, isn't that how funny? Because that's that's what we learn as kids, right? Because our parents used to say that kind of stuff to us, like, you're fine. Just walk it off. You'll be
Rub some
okay.
dirt on it.
Yeah. And we used to, I wonder how many childhood diseases and injuries that we actually had and never got treated, kind of like our head injuries in football and
Oh,
collision sports. And they're
oh,
like, I love the term, you got your bell rung.
oh, dude, all the time.
Dude, how many times did you get your bell rung?
Well, I've had 7 diagnosed concussions, so
Oh
probably
gosh.
many, many more
Yeah, like I got my bell rung many
every
times.
every day.
Dude. Yeah, you
I was
in
always like,
practice.
"Where's this bell?"
Yeah. And I think the term getting your bell rung is, when you take a headshot and your ears are ringing like you're at a concert. I think that's where that term comes from. Listen, we're doing a lot of trivia today. So
Yeah,
just spring break and
yeah,
daylight
bell ringing,
savings. Dude,
leg
speaking of which,
injuries.
you have actually more trivia. You put it on the group chat. Um,
Was that not crazy?
it is stupid. I,
I had to
ridiculous.
look. Someone told me, and I had to look it up, and I was like, "There's no way that's true."
It's not,
It is
but it
true,
is.
but
How does
it's not
how does Jim Harbaugh,
that high pants wearing, shirt tucked in nerd.
nerd, nerd, how does he have more rushing yards than Bo Jackson in the NFL? Look it up.
Crazy.
Seriously. That's
Look it
one of
up.
the craziest things I've ever heard. But I heard something even crazy. Ready?
Oh, to tell.
No, no, no. There was one athlete that was a high school All American in 3 sports.
Oh,
Yep. And went on went on to play professional two professional sports, um professional sports in his career.
is
Oh,
this All American in baseball, basketball, football?
yes.
Ooh. Did he play in the 80s?
You know the answer already, I feel like. Yes, he did.
I don't. I don't. Because I think you want me to say Deion Sanders, but I don't think it's Deion
No,
Sanders.
no, 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 no. That's what
I
I thought
think
it was.
I think it's going to be like a tight end type.
My first two were Bo Jackson and Deion Sanders, because obviously those two both played professional sports, and in fact Bo was a all pro in both, and so was Deion. They're both all stars in both, but I was dead wrong. Keep going.
Offensive player?
Yes.
Was football his biggest sport?
No.
Oh, dang. Oh, dang. Um, I don't know.
I did not either. You will never believe this. You ready?
Was he professional in baseball and football?
Not football, professional
Baseball.
in baseball and basketball.
Charlie Ward?
Ooh, that was my third guess. Negative,
Uh,
sir. Negative. Because Charlie Ward was a two-sport athlete in high school, in college, and he only played in the NBA. You ready? And Charlie Ward did not play in the 80s. He played in the
no, I
90s.
know. I'm just trying to think of two sport athletes.
Super hard, right? You will never guess who this is. You ready? You'll know who it is.
Don't say
Played,
Tom Brady.
play,
I was just kidding.
played for the Celtics
Play for the
in
Celtics.
the 80s. Come on.
I mean, you got guys like Bird, McHale. Bird?
Nope. I would have thought
No.
that too. When I heard that also, I was like, yo, it's got to be Larry Bird. He played baseball and basketball at Iowa State or Indiana State, sorry. So I thought it was him, not him.
I have no idea.
Ready? Danny Ainge.
Ainge? What?
Danny Ainge. He played for the Montreal Expos coming out of high school. And then like the actual big team. And then no wait, was it the Expos or the Blue Jays? It was one of the Canadian teams he played for. And then went on to have a stellar career in the NBA.
That's crazy.
How about that? I would have never picked it, but Danny Ainge is apparently a dog. He just could play, you know, he could play every sport. He's like reminds me of Justin Moffett. Remember Justin?
Yes, Justin Mob. We got to get him on here.
We do because he
We
just
absolutely do.
started Justin Moff. Just this is a shout out to Moff. Are you looking it up right now?
No,
What are you doing right now?
I'm giving you my next trivia
Oh,
question.
nice. Okay, Justin Moffett just started a golf uh business, his own golf business
That's
called
awesome.
called the Harvest Golf something or other. But we got to get him on. One of the best athletes that we had ever had at Steinbrenner. Um,
One of the most unlikely best athletes we
oh
ever had.
man. But
Never
listen,
would have thought.
unlikely but likely. The guy
But
picks up
yeah,
a
hardest
tennis
worker.
racket. No, listen, guy picks up a tennis racket, no problem. He could play. Picks up a
Golf.
golf club, bam, he's there. Shooting basketballs, man, he's dropping threes. It's like crazy.
Fantastic.
Yeah, and from his junior year to his senior year, grew. I think it was like 3 or 4 inches. So he went from like 5'9", 5'10" to 6 foot tall, like in a matter of a month, which was insane too.
He was so good. And he was just such a competitor, you know?
Oh yeah, just hated to lose, but we got to get him on. He'd be a good one to talk to because he went on to have a great career at Coast Guard Academy, played football over there, and then got stationed in Alaska for a
How
little
cool is
while.
that?
So I'm sure he's got some cool Alaskan grizzly bear, polar bear stories. And now he's in Texas. Now he's in Texas, so we got to get him on. So, you ready? Shoot. What's your next one?
Well, I don't think you can get it. I think this is too easy to guess, but it's a crazy, crazy stat.
Okay.
If Wayne Gretzky, who's the all-time goal leader in the NHL
Okay.
and all-time scoring leader,
Okay.
if he never scored a single goal in the NHL, he would still be the all-time scoring leader because of how many assists he has.
Oh yeah, but remember when you
That's
score a goal,
insane.
you only get 1 point. But when you get an assist, I think it's like more
No,
than
no.
it is.
You're thinking of wins and losses. It's still 1 point.
Is it?
Yeah, I think
I know. Okay, here we go. Fact check time.
he's wrong.
I'm
Dre,
just
you
saying.
got me on this one. It's 1-1.
How many points do you get for an assist in NHL hockey?
It's ridiculous. It's 1 point into your scoring, into your career scoring.
Ah, gotcha. No, you're right. It's just 1 point. But wait, no. But here it is. Remember, it's the people who it's 2 touches. So it's not the guy that assists on the goal, but it's 2 guys get an assist on a goal. So the last 2 guys that
Yes.
touch the puck. So he can be
No,
the
but it's still
yeah
ridiculous.
yeah. I mean, but if you ever watch Gretzky play, I mean, we were in that era. Did you watch hockey?
Yes. I
Yeah,
watch hockey today. I love the Lightning.
yeah. Listen, the Lightning is the best ticket in town. That
So much,
that's
so
hands
good.
down. You can send us tickets anytime. We'll do a show right from the arena. I'll tell you what. Best
Like and
ticket in town.
subscribe.
Like and subscribe. Greatest ticket ever. I think even better than a Bucks ticket because they do such a good job with the community stuff, and they're so interactive with their the audience. It's so good. It's so good. And
It's pretty awesome.
have you been to a Lightning game?
I've been to quite a few Lightning games.
Ooh, Mister, I've been to a few Lightning games. I only go to Lightning games when I get free tickets.
What did Babe Ruth wear under his cup for good luck? And he changed it every 2 innings.
Where under his cup?
Yeah,
Under his cup.
like inside his cup.
His can I say this on the air? His man stuff.
Between that and the cup.
Oh, like a condom?
A cabbage leaf.
What?
They believed it kept him cool, and he changed it every 2 innings.
That's disgusting. That is absolutely filthy, Babe Ruth. Shame on you. Yucky.
For shame.
Yucky.
Maybe he
Speaking of
kept
which,
a.
did you play baseball?
I did. I was very good at baseball.
I was very good at baseball too. Did you wear a cup?
I did until I got to high school, and I was like, I don't even need this anymore.
Yeah. Like not doing this. I think I stopped when I was about 12. I'm like, no, I don't. This is weird and it hurts, and I'll take my chances because the chances that you're actually going to hit me right in the groin are not very good. So I'm good. But then I think when I was 14, I get hit right in the groin. It was a bad choice. The no cup thing was a no
Mm,
bueno. Was a no bueno. But I
not
still
fun.
didn't wear a cup after that. Have you worn a cup playing football?
No, never.
I
I think maybe when I was
I
like
never
in Little League, but I don't think I ever did.
and never. Have you ever fallen on a cup, like with a cup in it, like where
I don't
so
remember.
painful, so painful. You know what I mean? Like painful on the sides,
They
just where
still.
the
I don't even know if they still sell them.
yeah, I don't know. But you know the rubber edging around the cup, it hurts so badly because it doesn't move around. So when you land on the cup, it like jabs into your groin, the side of your legs. It's brutal.
Here's the thing. I understand wearing a cup if you're a catcher. I totally get it.
Yeah, me too.
I feel like any other position, if you get hit in the nuts, it's your fault. Like
True. I mean,
you're,
honestly, there's nine of you guys standing out there,
yeah,
eight.
you
There,
need to react to the ball.
yeah, I mean, that's what you're there for. So, and you got a glove to try to block it. So,
They just whoop,
yeah. But
whoop.
you know what? Have you ever taken one of those like weird hop ground balls and it
Yes,
just
but
ricocheted like
yeah,
off
but
of you?
that's on you.
Dude,
You better know the ground.
I
Be one with the
literally
earth.
I literally took one when I was in high school and it hit the like literally the brim of the hat and it flipped my hat up and it looked like like in the movies where the guy's like and they shoot it and the hat flies off. I wish somebody had that on video. I'm sure somebody does on like VHS tape.
Oh,
Um,
VHS.
yeah,
We
but
got cheated, man. Our generation got cheated.
agreed,
Like
agreed.
VHS, terrible. No highlight films.
Betamax,
Yeah,
terrible. But I
awful.
do think in our era that our movies are so good that they have to copy them. Like Top Gun versus Top Gun Maverick. Get lost.
Stupid Tom
The original
Cruise.
Top Gun. Come on.
Cool
Especially with
Tom
the
Cruise versus new Tom Cruise.
no, listen. The what are they playing? Like sand football versus the oiled up version of beach
Beach
volleyball in
volleyball,
your
dripping,
jeans. Ooh,
dripping sweat,
dripping and baby oiled. You know what I
oil
mean?
in the eyes.
Oof, oof. Um,
Better stop Tom
the
Cruise.
Ghostbusters, new
Come on,
Ghostbusters, old Ghost. Come on, get out of
stop,
here.
stop.
That's it's not even close.
And you got classics like Weird Science, Better Off Dead,
That will never come back.
ever, and
You know why?
never be able to be produced again because people would be like, "This is so stupid. Why would this be a script?" But it
Yes,
worked.
canceled. Boom. Some of them will be canceled. You know, what is one of your favorite 80s movies? Like,
Weird Science.
okay,
Loved Weird
weird side,
Science.
right?
Real
Go ahead.
genius.
That's a good one. I got two. I'll see if you remember either of these.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, first one, all time favorite. Big Trouble in Little China.
So good.
Oh my gosh. Jack
Hilarious.
Burton, me. It's all in the reflexes. Remember that? Bam.
So good.
So good. Here's the other one that is well, there's a couple, but one that's a sleeper. Remember Howard the
Duck.
Duck?
Howard Duck.
Dude,
Yes.
we have the DVD. I plugged it in and watched some of it. Hilarious. You know what? Will never be produced because a duck and a human um, cannot have any romantic relations
No.
because that you'll be
Back
canceled.
then they could.
Dude, hilarious. He was saying some stuff too that just wouldn't fly. A lot of stuff that they say back then. was funny still then, and it's still funny now. But I don't know how they got away with it back then.
Nope. I don't know how today Family Guy and South Park get away with the stuff they
Oh
get away
man.
with. It's
And South
crazy.
Park, South Park. I've seen a recent episode of South Park, and I went, "Holy cow! These guys are like brutal." But they're hilarious. I love
So
the
funny.
Canada one, the Canada episode from many moons ago.
Blame
And
Canada.
yeah, so good. But your best spring break memory, best spring break you
Ooh,
ever took.
best spring break was probably my freshman year of college.
Okay.
Um, I lived freshman year of college.
Okay.
I went all the hockey guys that lived on my floor because we have two big teams in our school were football and hockey. All the hockey guys who had never been to Florida, they're all Canadian guys. They came down to my parents' place, stayed for a couple days, and then we went down to Fort Lauderdale, and it was a absolute blast.
Mm. What did you guys do down there?
We just enjoyed some beach weather after sitting in snow for 3 months.
Mm.
But it was also the same spring break that when we all went to Universal Studios, and I was banned from Universal for a month because I used a fake ID to get into a nightclub because everybody was of age
Eh,
and I was
Yeah.
like a few months away.
Yeah.
And so one of the hockey guys is like, "Hey, you look kind of like my buddy. Use this ID." So the bouncer, he's like, "This isn't you." I was like, "What do you mean that's not me? It's me." He's like, "I played junior hockey with this guy in Calgary." I'm like,
Oh boy.
"What?"
Oh boy.
So kids, don't use fake ID. It's not worth
Fake
it.
fake IDs aren't worth it, guys, especially if you're from Calgary. Can't do it.
How is that even possible?
Yeah, it's such a small world. How about this? This was going to the college spring breaks. My favorite um, was in my sophomore year. I had just gotten acclimated to the weather and guys I played rugby with in the spring break were like, "Hey, you got to come down to Miami," and I'm like, "All right, what are we gonna do down there?" And they go, "We go down to celebrate this thing called Kai Ocho, which um, it translates right 8th Street. And then my Spanish was not great back then, but they shut down 8th Street, and it's like food and music, and it's just, I mean, it's hectic. It was like a miniature carnival. I don't know if they still do it now, but
I like how you
um
say carnival.
no, like
Carnival.
no, like Brazil. The celebration in
Yeah,
Brazil,
yeah, yeah.
carnival.
But
Yeah.
but in Miami, I get it.
Yeah, but they do. It seemed very similar to that. It's not like a Mardi Gras because it wasn't like lawless people just peeing all over everything and being lawless. It actually was cool. It was like a huge food and music festival, but down this whole road, 8th Street, and it was awesome. It was awesome. We I enjoyed it. I got so much sun that day too because I didn't realize how hot Florida was and how close we were to the darn sun. So, but it was awesome. That was my favorite spring break in a lot of spring breaks because I had no idea what I was walking into. Um, but those guys definitely took care of me and showed me what Florida was all about. So that was good. Um, but what are you going to do for this spring break? You said nothing.
Not nothing, but we'll do something. But it's just a lot of family bonding. We haven't had a lot of time together in past month or two.
And how is
It
school going, anyways? I heard
was
more.
great.
It is.
I love teaching. I mean, I enjoy being at the school. I'm there more than I'm here. So,
Yeah. No, I just
uh,
I just hear that more and more teachers are kind of bailing, and you
well,
got
that's
more
true
load,
for
more
sure.
load on your shoulders. I heard.
The
Listen, I also heard that our school for the first time got open for choice.
My understanding is it's a yellow for choice.
What does that mean?
That
I saw the picture of it, but
so I don't know what it means in total. Like I can't give you a definition, but basically, they're kids who want to choice into Steinbrenner have the opportunity um, for
that
hardship.
hardship. Yeah, but what does
Yeah,
hardship qualify as?
like if there's a somebody who works in this area that they need their kid nearby or the kid's having trouble somewhere, stuff like that.
Gotcha. So that opens up how many?
No idea. I don't know any of
Yeah.
that stuff.
Okay.
I just listen. I go to work, put my head down, I
Grind,
grind, go to second work,
grinding.
grind. No, you see a lot of teachers leaving right now, older teachers,
Mm,
and a big thing is just pay, man. Like
yeah.
there's so many opportunities that are being presented to teachers from older teachers that used to teach. Like, hey, like come make $10,000 more doing half the work. And
Right.
people are just like, yeah, I want more time with my family. I'm gonna bail.
Yeah.
Um, and then there's people like me that are like, no, I want to reach these kids. This is awesome. I love it.
Ah,
And then I'm like, oh man, they got another new car, and me and Marie are driving one. This is the worst.
this is I love teaching. This is so good. But you know what? I will also say I have met a couple of kids that not only played their older sibling played or went to Steinbrenner, but their younger sibling plays at the Luch Chiefs with us.
Mhm.
And um they had you or Marie as their teachers, and they're like what a phenomenal set of teachers, like the best teachers that they had ever had. The kids, like I don't even know who these kids are because they didn't play sports or anything, but they're like, oh, I'm like that's my best friend at the school, and we do this podcast together. And they're like, oh my gosh, the Puskuses, we love them. And I'm like, they're phenomenal teachers, but they're poor. So,
No,
so help them out.
I think people like me. They love her, and
Yeah.
then because they love her so much, they like me more because they're
Yeah.
like, oh, we like him too. Let's.
Well, and like I said, and these are people that I meet that don't play sports that are like, oh, do you know the Puskuses? I'm like, hello, yeah, I coach with one of them. They're like, he is so funny. I had him for marine sciences or whatever you teach, and they're like, he he is such a good teacher, and they're so understanding, and I'm like, that's literally what we're missing. Um, but the problem is, you know, for all of the effort and work that you do, especially, I mean, at least those kids give you some version of respect. I think what would bother me is those kids that are just jerks. I couldn't, man, I couldn't stand that.
The majority of students, man, are just awesome kids. Like
Yeah.
a lot of them are. A lot of people think that depending on Steinbrenner or Plant or Newsom, it's places that have higher income families. There's still a lot of families that struggle. There's still a lot of kids who have different issues that you're not going to see the same issues at an inner city school like a or a Title One school, but they
Yeah.
have they still have they're still kids. They still are trying to find themselves, and sometimes they need some guidance. Sometimes they need somebody to listen, and there's just a lot of kids that are missing like one or two little things that can help them so much to become the person they're trying to become or capable of being.
Yeah.
And I think that's just an awesome part of the job. Like
Yeah.
I don't know if I've discussed it with you, but to me, I don't care about grades,
Yeah.
which sounds crazy coming from a teacher. And what matters to me is the kids are learning and mastering material.
Mm.
So I'm going to give a student every opportunity to show me that they're learning and capable of mastering that material. And if they do, then cool, here's your grade. But you gotta put the work in, you know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah. Listen, speaking of teachers, there's a guy that we coached in high school that has now gone into the teaching realm that I saw him yesterday at our first game, spring football game, Luch Chiefs at the South Pasco Predators.
Ooh.
Trey Johnson.
Oh,
He is now with a company. We need to get him on the podcast too. He
Yeah.
said, "Hey, I'm ready to do it." I would have said do it in like this
Daylight
weekend,
savings.
but daylight savings killed us. Also, Isaac is turning 10 today.
Oh,
His
happy birthday,
golden
Big Isaac.
Yes, his golden birthday. He's leaving the single digits, moving on to the doubles, to join the rest of us suckers. Um,
Farewell.
yep,
Single
farewell, single
digits.
ages. But I saw Trey, and he said he works with a company now called Elevate, who is contracted through Hillsborough County, and he goes to
Mhm.
Middleton High School um, to teach and mentor kids, just like you said, just missing that one piece of guidance, that one piece of advice, that one voice that says like you can do it. I'm here for you, or I understand you, or I believe in you. Um, that is helping kids, become successful. So I was surprised because he comes from a financial planning background.
Mhm.
Um, but I think his calling and his bigger calling he's finally stepping into, which is amazing because he's an amazing human.
This is
Um,
fantastic.
yeah, and we do have to get him on the show because he has been successful athletically as well. He was a three sport guy at Steinbrenner. He played football at Villanova. He played in the NFL for a couple of seasons
Pittsburgh Steelers,
with the
baby. Woo!
Steelers and the Broncos. Um, but then he's got a couple businesses going now. He started in the financial planning world, and now he's taken on this role as a teacher. I said, "Is that a volunteer role, or is it?" He goes, "No, no, no. I'm actually a teacher." And I go, his job role is called teacher slash mentor. And I'm like, that's awesome. It's a perfect role for him. So
Yeah.
yeah, and I get it. And he's probably not doing it for the money, but the impact you can make in the kids' lives by just something you say, or just by listening to them,
Or
or
the,
you
just
know,
helping them like see themselves for who they are and that that's okay and that
yeah,
like you don't have to be like everyone else. Be yourself, be great, and add value to your community.
yeah.
That's the
That's us. I
biggest thing.
think, yeah, that's us as coaches too. I think a lot of that has translated as well because you spend so much time thinking about and focusing on the actual result, but we forget that there's a humongous process. And as adults, you have your own process already, but these kids are just developing those processes. And I think because of the world we live in, that's so result driven, all of a sudden we're asking kids to be competent at things that they are not even confident in doing. And so I think that's a good shift and a good pivot, even though you're right, it's kind of crazy to hear a teacher say, I'm not really worried about, grades. But I think setting them up to be successful and setting them up for comprehension and understanding sets them up better for what the real world's going to offer. I mean, we don't really care what you
Think
got in
think
microbiology or whatever.
think about in your life, right? How many times in your life have you failed at something
Oh,
and
lots.
you keep working at it, you keep working at it, and then the end result is fantastic. Like
Yep.
that's what school is for. It's not for, hey, you failed, I'm going to punish you now.
Yeah.
It's, hey, you didn't do great. How can we do better and improve this?
Yep.
And you let them learn how to work through things. And I think that's the biggest thing. The biggest thing these kids struggle with is confidence. And if you can help give them a little bit of light into that area to see how great they are and can be, then they'll flourish.
Great. Listen, have an
Hmm.
awesome weekend.
You have an awesome weekend.
Lovies.
I might
Have
go
a
back.
great spring
Actually,
break.
oh my gosh, I'm going down to El Carnival.
What? Have a great weekend. Lovies, boy.
Enjoy it, my friend.
See you guys.